I'm trying to solve is that software engineering interviews are a very important aspect of getting a software job. So people, when they prepare for interviews, face many problems, some of which are lack of guidance. That is, there are many websites that help with interview preparation, but none of them provide a correct path or a full detailed guide on how to solve problems, and they don't have any real-time doubt clearing system. And the next thing is time constraints. So people have to be really efficient when preparing for interviews as they don't have much time. And the last problem is interview anxiety, which means people know how to solve questions, but they don't know what to expect when the question is asked in a real interview. And the solution to these problems is Cody, which is an AI chatbot which comes as a Chrome extension, and it knows what problem you're trying to solve and it can help you with it. So it runs on the GPT-3 model, and here are some of these features, some of the features of Cody. We'll be seeing these in a live demo. Hi, let's assume you're preparing for coding interviews. You have been doing coding problems all day, and you might have come across a case where you're stuck at a problem and you just don't know how to get started. Or you might have found the brute force solution to a problem, but you don't know how to optimize it. Or it might just be that you just want to know all the ways of solving the question, or so on. You may have many doubts on the problem. And one way to find answers to all these doubts is you can just copy the question and paste it into something like ChatGPT or Google and get all your answers. But that would be inefficient and not very productive, considering that you would be solving a lot of questions. Well, what if I told you there was a much easier way by which you can do all of these without leaving the platform you're in? Introducing Cody. So Cody is basically an AI chatbot which comes as a Chrome extension. The cool thing about Cody is that Cody already knows what problem you're trying to solve. So as you can see here, Cody knows that you are on the do some problem on LeetCode. So you don't have to copy and paste anything into any other platform. It is very convenient and easy to use right here. So now let's see Cody in action. So let's say that you don't understand the question and you need a bit more explanation of the question. So let's see if Cody can explain the question for us. As you can see, Cody gives us a much more detailed explanation of the question with examples. Great. Now let's say that you have understood the question, but you don't know how to approach it and you are stuck. So let's ask Cody for a hint on how to start solving this question. So as you can see, Cody gives us a hint for solving this question. Now it should be noted that Cody does not directly give you the full solution or even the optimized solution, but rather it gives you a hint on how you can start solving the question. That's great. So we have a brute force solution. Now let's say that you've coded the solution and you don't know how to optimize the solution. So let's try asking Cody if it can optimize the solution for us. So as you can see, Cody gives us the optimized solution, as in it gives us the approach for the optimized solution. So that's great. Now, something about the interviews is that you are expected to know more than one ways by which you can solve a question. And often it is not easy or intuitive to come up with all the approaches which can be used for a question. So let's see if Cody can help us with that. So let's ask Cody to list all the possible approaches there are for solving this question. Wow, as you can see, Cody gives us all the possible approaches with great detail. So this would be really helpful for those who are preparing for interviews and they get a much more detailed idea about the question and the different ways there are to solve it. Great, so this is one use case of Cody. Now another aspect about Cody is that Cody knows about the context that you are in. That is, Cody was designed keeping in mind that you are preparing for your interviews and you would have doubts related to it. So let's see this by taking an example. Let me ask a very generic question like, what is a tree? Now platforms like ChatGPT, without providing any context, would provide you an answer that is generic and not very relevant. But as you can see here, Cody provides a much more relevant answer to this question. So let's see another use case for Cody. So apart from just helping us with our doubts, Cody can also act as our interviewer. Yes, Cody can also ask us interview questions based on the current problem we are in. So let's see that in action. So as you can see, Cody asks us a potential question that might be asked in a real interview, and we can keep doing this and ask it for more questions. So the benefit of this, as you can see, Cody asks us some really good questions that can be asked in an actual interview. And the benefit of this is that it helps the students or aspiring software developers prepare more effectively for their interviews by knowing what all a potential interviewer can ask them. So another really cool use case of Cody is that you can actually ask it to be your interviewer and conduct a mock interview for you. So as you can see, I've already done that, and you can see that Cody acts as your interviewer, and just like in a real interview, it asks you about your experience, about your projects, and then since Cody already has the question that we are solving in mind, Cody can use that question and take an interview for us. So as you can see here, Cody asks us about what approach we would be using to solve this specific question, and I gave my approach, which is not the most efficient approach. So Cody actually tells us that we need to come up with a more efficient solution, which is exactly what would happen in an interview. And in this case, I told it that I don't know, and it helps us with the most efficient solution. So yes, this specific use case of Cody being an interviewer and taking the current question would actually be really helpful for aspiring developers and help them get rid of their interview anxiety. So another feature of Cody is that it saves your chats for each problem, so you can access them anytime, and these are also synced across all your Chrome devices. And another feature is that you can go to the settings page and you can clear your chats, and also you can select your preferred language, and this will be used when Cody is generating solutions. And as you can see here, when you're asking for the code, Cody will give you the solution in the code of your preferred language. So thank you.